The COVID-19 pandemic, the Douglas County Health Department is reporting hundreds of people are still catching and getting sick with the virus.
Its 7-day rolling average of new cases is 128. That number remains near the highest it's been since mid-August.
133 people are in the hospital with COVID-19 in the metro. 8 of them are children. 18 people are in intensive care, and 4 people with COVID are on ventilators.
The county is reporting 6 new deaths. The victims only identified as a man in his 60s and 5 women ranging from mid-50s to late 80s. All but one of them had been vaccinated. Their current vaccination status is not known. 1,233 people have now died from the virus in Douglas County.
The health department says vaccines remain our best protection. For clinic locations and times, just click the link on our website, WOWT.com.